The lineup: Lonnie Smith in left field, Pete Rose at first base, Mike Schmidt at third base, Vic McBride in the cleanup spot, Keith Moreland is the designated hitter. Luzinski is here, feeling better, but Moreland is the DH. Gary Maddox in center field, Manny Trio in second base, Larry Boa, the shortstop, Bob Boone, the catcher.
A strikeout for Rich Gale.
It brings up Mike Schmidt. Tom, it's interesting watching Gale when he holds the runners on, how he sneaks a peek even before. There he is. Look at him. Now there's twice he does, and that's it. He doesn't. Every time he's done it, it's been only 2 quick looks, and that's even before he goes into the stretch. What good is that?
Well, I think he's had so much trouble, and did have so much trouble last year, Joe, that he wants to hold the runners close.
There's a strike.
And they're trying to do it by making sure that he's conscious of those runners over there, making sure that that runner comes off the bag and stops. Make sure they don't get the walking lead, and then he can work on his quick delivery to home plate.
You think it's merely a message saying, I know you're there?
I know you're there. I'm aware of you. I'm going to make you stop. I'm not going to let you get a walking lead, and I'm going to throw over there every so often.
He started to go, stumble, and somebody from the bench, you can hear it on that great microphone, there he goes, which is what a catcher likes to hear, but he spins it. He better put some chains or something on over there.
If he can ever keep his feet on the ground, Tony, I think he's got a chance to try him for a stolen base.
I don't know if he's decoying on that one or not, but he sure hasn't been able to keep his footing, has he?
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 2-1. Now here's manager's delight, but you got a big power hitter up there. What do you do?
Joe, you're talking to Tom about the eyes as we look at Vic McBride on deck. I heard Early Wynn and several other pitchers talk about that for a right-hander, that a pitcher, Wynn used to look over his shoulder and find out how far he could close that shoulder and tilt his head. And when the base runner went out of his sight, he knew he had too big of a lead and he would throw over. So he's trying to find that spot, I think.
Didn't get it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 man out. Base runner is Lonnie Smith. No score. Top of the first. Let's see if he takes 2 quick looks over there. Seems to be his habit. Even before he goes to the stretch. There's 1. 1 more time.
Last pitch that Schmidt swung at was up high. It's interesting with the National League umpire back there prior. If they laid off that pitch, it probably would be a ball, but he's thrown pretty hard.
3-2. You talk about early situations. Here's one now. I would think it would be a strikeout, throw him out. And you don't be out of the inning. If he gets a base hit, you're first and third with 1 out. So on 1 pitch, you're riding a pretty crucial situation. 1, 2. There he goes. Fouls it back.
He didn't have a good jump at all. It was more of a hit-and-run situation than anything else.
He strikes him out. He's out with any kind of a throw.
What they're trying to do with Gale, and you were talking about the 2 looks over, Joe, that he's taken almost every time. They want him to look over twice so that they make sure that the base runner has stopped. So he's not getting a walking lead. If he looks over once and the guy keeps on walking off like that, he can take off and have his momentum going towards second. They want him to stop that man and freeze him.
He does it very early. There's 1 look.
Times early in Schmidt's career. 1 year he struck out 180 times, but they would not start a runner like Schmidt with him at that.
There goes the runner. It's popped up. Foul territory. Willie Mays Aikens may have room. Nope. You know, let me point something out, that base running, and obviously I'm doing it from what I hear, is a rhythm thing, but our guys in the truck have picked up the rhythm. Mike Weisman, Harry Coyle, with that shot, they went to Gale's eyes, cut to the runner, came back, and it was Gale's eyes. Just boom, boom, boom. There was definite rhythm. See if we can do it again. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
thing, Joe, that Gale has done here, he's let Mike Schmidt swing in a 2-1 pitch, and now he's thrown 2 3-2 pitches to him. Very difficult to pitch to a power hitter like this when you give him that advantage.
There he goes. He stumbled, but it's ball 4, and they would have had him trapped. Lonnie Smith stopped between first and second.
He is.
Bases are now loaded. Major League's leading home run hitter at the plate. Situation you certainly don't want to get into.
Mike Schmidt, 2 outs, bases loaded. Bake McBride, the on-deck batter. 1-1. We're tied, top of the second. Schmidt walked his first time up. He's pitching off the stretch, and now Boa really getting a lead. Brett was way back there. Now that's pulled him in a couple steps. Wouldn't expect Boa to be trying anything with his big hitter up there. Fastball is low, ball 1. There's the defense. Deep.
They give him both lines fairly well and kind of bunch him, just a shade in the alleys in the outfield.
High fly ball. Wilson, Otis, both there. Otis says, I'll take it. And he does.
Now it'll be Rich Gale pitching to Schmidt, McBride, and Moreland. For the Royals, 2 runs on 4 hits and no errors. The Phillies thus far, 1 run, 5 hits and no errors. Schmidt walked in the first, and then with the bases loaded in the second, he flied high to left center field. One of those just missed pitch. Rich Gale has settled down. He retired 4 in a row, 3 up, 3 down in the 4th, 1 strike.
Last inning was his best inning, Tony. He's thrown 66, now 67 pitches. Last inning retired 3 in a row, just threw 8 pitches.
1 strike to count to Schmidt. Breaking pitch misses outside, 1-1. Gale has had some shoulder problems, not uncommon among pitchers, but he had a hot streak during the course of the year. Won 11 straight games this season. Misses inside, looked like a breaking ball. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody out. Royals 2, Phillies 1. We're in the top of the 5th.
You know, for a pitcher like Gale, he started out 0-5. Tony ended up 13-9. Those 11 decisions he reeled off in the middle of the summer. He pitched awfully well for these Royals.
Drilled deep to left field. It is high in the air toward the bullpen. Willie Wilson. It is tied up at 2. Mike Schmidt hits a home run very high into the bullpen for the Phillies in left field. 2 outs, 2-2 ball game. Top of the 6th. Freddie Martin with a tough man to get out once again. He homered his last time up to tie the ball game at 2. Mike Schmidt walked in the first and just missed the pitch in the second. Good curveball. 1 strike. His curveball breaks more down than on a flat plane, so it is almost equally effective against right or left-handed hitters. There are your base runners. Bo at second, Lonnie Smith at first.
And with Porter out there making sure they are together, I'm sure that between innings when they sit there, the Kansas City Royals do, they know the importance of this game. Amos Soda said it takes 4 nails to put that lid on the coffin. They only have 2. Lose this ball game, and the fact that no team has ever come back from having lost 3, that'll be in their minds, and I'll guarantee you that they're thinking about the importance of this one right here.
1 strike to Mike Schmidt. 2 men on base for the Phillies with 2 outs in a tie ball game. He overthrew a fastball, almost got over the head of Porter. 1-1. Well, Schmidt made the comment that he would hit some balls hard in this championship series. He's hit 2 pretty well so far today. 1 for a home run, 1 for an out. Hit that triple in Philadelphia to right center field off Quisenberry. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He is throwing fairly hard. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Dallas Green.
Dallas Green in the Philly dugout. That Jugs gun behind home plate had that fastball 89 miles an hour, which is not considered overpowering now.
But when you match it with his curveball,
with a
that he got over the first pitch to
exactly
Schmidt,
right.
Here's a
may
big
look
pitch.
a lot faster than the guy who throws 95 consistently. 1-2 with 2 outs. Schmidt against Martin. Curveball. He just missed outside.
You can see Porter move outside on that pitch. He wanted Martin to drop that curveball in the outside corner. He moved out extremely early. You see Porter going outside. He wants a curveball away from Schmidt. Doesn't want to give him anything to jerk, be able to pull down the line. Porter can't believe it's not a strike.
That was a pitcher's pitch right there that at times you will get. Jim Fry, the Kansas City manager, Rennie Martin in trouble. Phillies have stranded 8 base runners through the first 5 innings. 2-2 pitch, ground ball. UL Washington, it is close.
Joe Garagiola with Tony Kubek, Tom Seaver. We've got a dandy going right here. Mike Schmidt, the batter.
The third baseman, Mike Schmidt.
Quisenberry, who was a pitcher in Philadelphia. He got 3 ground balls in his first inning and then really got jumped on. Threw nothing but fastballs, and that's all the Phillies were talking about. He is a sinker baller. Mike Schmidt with a tremendous home run in the 5th. He's 1 for 3. Bunts it down the third base line, foul. How do you like that? 2 men out, Brett playing back, and Brett flips the ball up as if to say, what in the world is going on? But Lonnie Smith would have scored, and Schmidt has better than average speed. Quisenberry with that sinker ball gets a lot of ground balls.
He's a good guy to bunt off anything going down, coming into you, breaking ball. A little bit off speed. He doesn't throw that hard. Tries to score the run that way.
Brett had to come a long way, and you can see why. You know, they talk about background when certain guys are pitching. Pete Rose said about Quisenberry, he said he uses the rosin bag for a background.
What makes that bunt important now is because if you look down at George Brett at third, he's come in about 4 or 5 steps closer than the first pitch to Schmidt, which means a ground ball could sneak by him. Now he's backing off.
2 outs. Outside, looked like a breaking ball. He didn't throw any in Philadelphia.
All fastballs over in Philadelphia. There's a good shot at Brett moving in a little bit, but he'll back up before Quisenberry pitches. Last time Schmidt faced Quisenberry, got an inside, low and in fastball hit off the right field wall in Philadelphia.
Broken bat, looper, Otis coming hard. He's there, makes the catch. So Rose is on at first. Boone is on in second. 1 man out. Mike Schmidt is a batter. He walked in the first, flied to left, hit a homer in the 5th, hit into a force play in the 6th, and flied to center.
Should show a little respect for Pete Rose. He drove in a big run in the 8th, broke his bat. Strict percentages by Fry, but he was only 1 for 11 championships, this World Series.
Quisenberry against Schmidt. Boone at second. We're tied, 3 apiece.